AssAssiNation Nation. This is a movie about some teenage girls who get hacked, and then the whole half of the town gets hacked. And then, in a series of unfortunate events, they think that the girl did the hacking, and then they all want to kill her. That's what this movie's about. For today's video, I am sick. I look like I'm sick, and I feel like I'm sick. And it's really hot in here. So if I gradually die in front of you over the next 10 minutes, I guess that's good content. I saw this movie yesterday. It was fine. It was a movie that was fine. AssAssiNation Nation was written and directed by Sam Levinson. And if we know anything about written and directed pieces, it's that they are very hit and miss. In this case, someone wrote a kind of weird film and then directed a kind of shit film. This movie stars a young girl named Odessa Young, and I have never seen her in anything else. I checked her IMDb page and still recognize nothing she's been in. So that's cool. This film also features Harry Neff, I believe is how you pronounce her name, as Bex, who is a transgendered character, and the actor is also transgendered. So, good for them. The film also features Suki Watterson as Sarah and Abra as M. These are your four title characters that drive your plot forward. However, this film also features some more notable actors, such as Bill Skarsgård, who played It in the movie It, and also Joel McHale is in this movie. He's from Community and The Soup. With Joel in mind, you'd think, oh, well, this film might be kind of funny. It's not. This movie is in no way, shape, or form really that funny at all, and it doesn't try to be. And that's one of its biggest faults, is it takes itself very seriously, and not good. So first out, we're going to start off why I didn't like this film, and then later get to why the film was okay. I can't say much about the visuals right now because that one's actually in the pros. So we're going to skip on to the editing and pacing and things like that. I sat and thought about how I wanted to explain how this film felt to me, and this is the best I could come up with. This movie feels like it was made by LA YouTubers for LA YouTubers. And it really gets reinforced when you find out that Bella Thorne is in the movie. Like, for example, if you're a fan of Logan Paul or Jake Paul, you're probably really gonna like this movie. In terms of substance for this movie, a lot of it just felt really forced. The movie wasn't sure what exactly it wanted to be. Not that you have to be one particular genre, but if you're gonna mix genres and dive into all sorts of different things, you have to at least execute it well. Sam did not. If Sam has ADHD, that would explain a lot with what happened during the writing of this script. The soundtrack. This movie had house music and EDM music and I guess some tropical music, and I didn't particularly like it, but if you like that type of music, you might say, wow, this stuff is lit. This track is lit. The soundtrack is lit AF. So the biggest thing I had to write about this movie was its plot, because it is something else. At the beginning of the movie, there's this big monologue by the lead character, but she finishes off her monologue with the phrase, "This is a true story." I don't know about you, there's no fucking way this is a true story. So the writer of this, Sam, decided to write in the phrase, "This is a true story," when it's not actually a true story, but it's a true story within the story. Don't do that. Why would you do that? This movie had some relatable moments, some genuine moments, some good moments, but the majority of the movie was unrelatable and unrealistic, and you would never think that person did something that makes sense and is naturally what anyone would do. Some of the actions the characters took were just unnecessary and over the top, and I felt like it was just trying to cater to the edginess of the movie. There were two separate moments where the film went meta, and nowhere else. Just these two spots. I'll tell you the second one because it doesn't really spoil anything. Bex, the transgendered character, is walking down with her friends to school, and out of nowhere, after this conversation they're having, Bex says, "Oh, I love this song," but there's no music playing. And then the girls go, "What song?" And then Bex goes, "This song." And then music starts playing and transitions into the next scene. Cool, dude. That's some great writing, Sam. You wrote a cool part. But if you're gonna do that, you should do it a little bit more throughout the film so you don't look like a fucking idiot. Can I help you? So yeah, something to note about this movie is it would have actually been a lot better if it didn't take itself so seriously. There's not a lot of humor in the film, but a lot of things that happen are pretty stupid and therefore comical. So I think if it was more aware of this and less serious, then it could have been a better movie. One thing I kept thinking when I watched this movie is that it felt like a bad Spring Breakers. So with the synopsis of this movie in mind, do you want to get down? Ready to stop hijacking my show? Or you can drink my water, that's fine. This is not yours. You can't have this. What are you doing? Stop. Okay, goodbye now. Goodbye. Take this fat ass and get down. Here you go. Perfect. What was I even talking about? With the premise of this movie in mind, you really start to wonder, where is the law? Where is the police? If half the town has been hacked by a terrorist hacker and people are being violent and trying to kill each other, specifically like minors, I feel like the FBI should be involved. But literally in the script, the lead character specifically states, the police and the FBI won't help us. Why? Sam, did you just write that in because you didn't want to deal with that stuff? You didn't want your film to make sense? You wanted to put your film in a bubble? Like, I understand having an imagination and creating a film that's in a separate universe where these things would take place. But everything about this film is intentionally trying to be relatable to young teenage girls and just teenage high school life. And then they add in just wild, violent stuff. It's unrealistic in a setting where things are trying to be realistic. And there's even a part where the cops turn on these girls. And it's like, the ending of the movie, I won't spoil it, but I will tell you that it's stupid as hell. So that's all I've got to say about that. As for the acting, if you like Joel McHale, don't watch this movie. You're just going to be disappointed. This was one of the weirdest casting decisions I've seen in a long time. Joel McHale as this character is just fucking weird. He's not funny, ever. So you already know that that's a red flag. If I were Joel, I would fire his agent. If I were his agent, I would fire Joel for taking on such a garbage role. Bella Thorne is in it, so that's cool. She plays a stereotypical cheerleader, and somehow she fucks it up. She portrays it super overdone. She's got the big Valley Girl accent. And ironically, if Bella had just used her typical voice and just talked normally, it probably would have been way better and way more believable. Like this entire movie, Bella's performance just felt really forced. Joel, he acted well, is just a weird character for him, and he should never do it again. Stick to what you know, Joel. If you're going to branch out, do something better than this. The lead actress, she was fine. She did her part. She didn't do any bad acting as far as I noticed, and she didn't necessarily do any great acting either. But overall, she did fine for having to take on a lead role, so good for her. So naturally, the best actor in the film, in my opinion, was Bill Skarsgård. He obviously showed off his chops in the movie It as It, and he is going to continue to bring out great performances. It's just a shame that this was one of his following movies. I'm sure that he saw the script and was like, this could be interesting if it's done well. Well, it wasn't done well, and now you just are in a crappy movie. In general, nobody was really a bad actor except for Bella. All the title characters, the lead characters, they were solid actors. They did a good job. So that's the majority of my gripes for the film. Let's go on to the pros. Let's point out why this film shined a little. Gonna be honest, there's not a lot to talk about. Bill Skarsgård did a great job. I thought his character was three-dimensional. I thought he handled his character well for what he had, and his character actually had a small character arc. Another pro to this, and I never planned to be political on this channel or anything like that, but this film had a pretty solid trans-positive vibe about it. One of the title characters is transgender. A transgender was cast as the character, and they did a good job. I feel like they were well represented. Her character actually has, in my opinion, the best moment, the most powerful moment in the film, and I thought that was nice to see someone being represented in a positive light like that. She was never really the butt of the joke or anything. It was just showing her struggles in life, but it was never heavy-handed or distasteful. This film had a very strong core message, but it still kind of sucked. Like, I understood what he was going for, and I thought to myself, good, we need more films to say these types of things, but it was very shallow. I feel like it didn't scratch the surface enough. Again, like I said before, he was just mixing genres and juggling so much all at once that it just came crumbling at the end. So, nice attempt at a core message that was meant to be important, but poorly executed, dude. Now, I do have to say that there were some interesting horror elements sprinkled into this movie near the end. Not really any of them were that good. There was probably just one in particular. It was just a shot in this bathroom that I thought was nicely done. The shot itself looked really cool. What was taking place was crazy. But other than that, all the gore and the violence just seemed excessive for what this film was trying to do. The final pro of this film is the visuals. This film was filmed like a music video, and not in a bad way. It was extremely aesthetic, had loads of good lighting, good interesting lighting, nice shots, and if there's anything where this movie shines other than Bill Skarsgård, it's the cinematography. They did very well. So that's it for my review for AssAssiNation Nation. If I had to rate this film, it would obviously be a key no. It was not very good. It looked nice, but that's really all I had going for it. So, a shame indeed. Whatever. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the review and what I had to say. If you did enjoy it, please leave a like down below. If you didn't, go ahead and dislike it. If you had any conflicting thoughts or agreements on what I had to say, please leave a comment. Let's discuss it, talk about this poopy movie. And if you'd like to see any more content from me, please subscribe and maybe hit that bell notification, because Lord knows I'm not going to pop up in anyone's feeds yet. I should have another video in the next few days or in the next week. Again, not sure what movie I'm going to do, but we'll find out soon enough. Take it easy, guys. Look, it's Texas.